Hello again, everybody. Fans of the Link to the Past Randomizer League. Here we are with the Season 7 Invitational matchup between Tile Roomies and Crystal Roller Crew. Ruby here. I've got IB Karma joining me tonight. Karma, you've got a teammate on the screen and Armalex on the right-hand side. He's got his hands full with RD Walsh. What do you feel about this one?
No bias whatsoever, Feeling okay, calm. Nah, we're here to have fun. Like, I'm here to watch a good game no matter what. Yes, I have teammates stake in it, but our whole thing is to play and have fun. So.
And this week we are playing Boss Hunt. If you've missed any games earlier today, it's different than what we were playing with. We don't have 6 keys to TR, 8 keys to GT to worry about this time. Instead, it's a 10 of 12 Triforce Hunt, where each of the prizes is a Triforce piece. The pendants and crystals are shuffled into the main item pool, and you have to get 10 of those pieces, where 2 of them are also in GT, to drop into the pyramid and beat up Ganon.
Yeah, it's a very interesting mode. It's definitely our open mode for the season. It's very chaotic. We could see both runners with completely different go modes, because you can make one decision, one skip that completely changes your route.
You can also see both runners strung along into the worst possible funnel of illusion of choice, where the game literally only has one path to victory. That is the joy of the boss hunt, the Ganon hunt, as it's called on the website. But in this particular instance, we're looking to kill a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, there was one rolled the other night by Sir Arm here that would have made chat very happy. I'll put it that way.
Oh, don't say that. Looks like we
go ahead. We were about to start.
Getting rolling here. Okay, we have a weapon right out the gate.
I'll regale with story later. Both starting at Sank. I like the start. I mean, I don't hate it. There's this mode, Uncle Start gets punished pretty hard, I feel like, because you want to be able to clear everything when you touch it, essentially. You get really punished, especially on overworld skips in this mode.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of checks that are considered this early sphere here. You're going to go Forest, you're going to go Kakariko. But you want to be able to clear your dungeons, because your prizes are going to be where your pendants and crystals normally are, and your progress is generally going to be pretty much anywhere else. Well, that's a beautiful tree pole, the 80 rupees there.
Yeah, so the way it was explained to me, and I didn't realize this is on Doors branch instead of VT branch, so it prioritizes dungeons less. Was that a crystal? I think that was a crystal on Lumberjack.
As long as it's not a red crystal, we don't care as much about it. Again,
yeah, it was a blue. We'll never see that.
The crystals don't mean as much in this mode. Now, normally you need to get X number of crystals to fight Ganon. It's Triforce pieces instead in this case. Now, you might be wondering how many crystals does it take to open Ganon's tower? None. Ganon's tower is open and accessible as long as you can get to it. And having that cane as early as we do, that gives us an extra check we can do just by entering Ganon's tower with Tile Room. I'm just going to sync these guys up here. I didn't do it. That would be our helpful broadcast operations here at SpeedGaming, getting that figured out for us. Almost right on the money, too. Like, we are to the 100th of a second, I think. Beautiful job. Thank you.
Yep. We get another set of checks here, see if we got anything vaguely interesting. And Bottle.
And Bottle and Kakariko. You don't hate it because you're not having to run back to Kak to check the Lazy Kid.
We'll see why the sick kid's sick today. He always has a different reason for being sick. He either gives you some explosives, which, really kids shouldn't be playing with anyways.
Sometimes it gives you a bottle and you wonder what was in it. Sometimes it gives you a full bottle and you wonder how it got there.
Especially when you have to bring him a bottle and he rewards you with a bottle.
Sometimes it gives you a bug catching net and you wonder if this is even randomized.
Oh, Oh, I love when that happens. Not gonna lie, I love it.
Now we're going to follow each other's footsteps here. So again, a lot of checks here in Kakariko, a lot of checks down on South Shore too. The only difference in knowledge right now, as you see, we go from Vanilla Link to Chocolate Link on Artie Walsh's side, is the Lumberjack check for Armolex, which we now know is nothing that we need to go after.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how this seed bakes out, because there's a lot of these seeds that you can get incremental advantages with what tricks you can do in the late game on these seeds. And it's very interesting to me. But again, it's an open mode, so the more stuff you are able to skip with your tricks, the better your advantage is.
Also be either rewarded or severely punished for how much you want to skip or where you want to make an aggressive move. Like, you might get the hook shot in a glove and say, I'm going up the mountain, and then suddenly this hammer's here on the sick kid, for instance. You know, just you don't come and get it, then you're out of hammer, and the other player's banging around trying to find something else for progression. I didn't mean that literally, Walsh. Come on.
I'm guessing sick kid was playing with Magic Bat too much, is why he's sick today.
I'm going to say he was working in construction, and if you or a loved one has worked with asbestos or diagnosed with mesothelioma, call this number. No. No, please don't play with asbestos. Or don't play with hammers either. Like, that could be painful. We're gonna see a we're not gonna blind check this race game. Walsh wants to know what's there, and Walsh is gonna see a piece of heart and be done.
It was correct in this seed. I've been liking the blind check on it, but I'm also, when I was playing and testing out this mode, I was trying to do South Cac, which felt pretty good.
Yeah, you don't just go for it in South Cac. Blind is great if you have boots or a sword, I think. I mean, boots and a sword is ideal. But in this case, it's probably faster to check it and see that it's nothing than to go up and have to go get it and go, rolling eyes, I don't want that.
Hey, but Quack's a nice find.
Now, Arm's going to lean to the right here. I think he's going to take that variation of a route that I like to do and go to MMC first, whereas Walsh is giving us the dam check real quick.
Well, we have a lot of money. If we find Pearl, we can definitely do some shenanigans. We also have Cane, so as long as we have magic and bombs, we can do even more shenanigans.
And that bottle came with magic in it, so it's not like we can't just hug a mini Moldworm once or twice here with the hammer and still have a couple bombs and a whole magic meter of Cane to take advantage of. A little more than a couple bombs for... Oh, okay. They are in the magic prize pack today, so we now have a fully loaded Cane of Samaria.
Which is really good. Like I said, he's very knowledgeable about the splash delete, so he's pretty good at Samaria splash deletes.
Might see him go over the waterfall, maybe? I mean, paying Zora out of logic's not something I'd consider doing here, but that's because I'm weird.
It depends on what you find. Like, if you found Pearl in there, I think you do. Not finding Pearl makes it weird. Because you can't get waterfall now, unless you splash delete waterfall.
Pearl, flippers, or boots here, because you can't actually splash delete waterfall
delete,
without a way to get into water walk state. Yeah.
Moon Pearl, yeah. Still, we're Pearl down. So, yeah, I don't think you do it here unless Pearl is precisely an Ice Rock Cave.
Arm's taking that approach to split the dam with MMC, and Walsh went dam east, which does isolate Desert and Agena a little bit here. And see, I've been seeing Arm's route being employed as early as a couple of years ago when we had Open in the main tournament. And sometimes you learn it and you just stick with it. We're going to see that save and quit probably over to Eastern now would be my guess. I'm wrong.
Yeah, he's going to go Castle. He can clear it with Hammer. It makes sense.
So I'm that weirdo that doesn't want to go to Castle until I have determined that Castle is the last thing I have to do.
I don't hate this because, again, you're trying to limit your dip. Like, yeah, you might have to come back here for Castle Tower, but you can get everything else technically. Whereas in Eastern, you can't get everything yet. No, because Bow.
I mean, it's a rando decision, right? You can't fully clear the castle in Logic anyway. You can't fully clear Eastern in Logic. You've got 3 checks at Saha or a few checks over here. You're just picking one and going for it. And both of them are saying, we believe in the castle more than we want to double dip Eastern. And that's fair.
Yeah, I don't hate I don't disagree with their decision in any shape or form. I don't know what I would have chose to do. No clue.
I mean, this is tough, right? Because even if you get anything who wants to double dip Eastern, people who are gluttons for punishment, clearly, or people who want to find the moon pearl in the compass chest.
PKR.
Oh,
I believe PKR was the one who always did the Eastern route, right?
I think it's a little before my time, friend. We have a logical front of escape. Okay, game wants us in here. So there are 2 more checks past that map chest that has the key. The key says the game is making this available in the playthrough, although the back is not without a lamp or fire rod. Or glove. I mean, glove would be nice. Glove in boomerang, please.
You just want to find something in here at this point. This light world's been a little dry so far.
It's been tamped down, you could say. We're running out of checks to pound out here.
Yeah, I mean, it's looking more and more likely that Eastern, either Agena or Eastern area is going to have the answer.
Still go to the back of escape, but you know, cane and hammer to use in the dark to see is a little bit skeevy in my opinion. But you know, are we gonna get the fire rod and put in logic? Don't save and quit.
He just realized. I mean, that's when your brain already had decided to do something, and then you get something, and you're like, well.
That's the muscle memory talking there. It's like, oh, I'm usually done here. I don't have any reason to go to Dark Cross. Wait, never mind. We do have a map outstanding. That's probably going to sit around in the back of Escape, is my guess.
That fire rod doesn't do... I mean, it gives us the whole back of Escape. That's the only thing it gives us.
Yeah, 3 more items here. All you need for things to get real funny is a glove and a moon pearl, and suddenly the castle looks great and no one wants to go to Eastern.
True. God, hit that clean walk through the dark, not even motioning where he was at.
If you've done it enough times, you just know where you're at.
It's still nice to watch it happen. Like, I don't think I saw him even, like, do anything. Like, even there.
Now, it's more impressive, especially if you play Entrance, to do, like, the vanilla route of the Death Mountain descent with nothing but the bat cues to tell you where you are. And I think I'd be willing to say that's something else I can expect Arm to be able to do. He is cycling through Quick Swap to see where this door transition is, which is something you see players do normally during the Old Man Rescue. I'd like a flute to give me the means to go for that powder turn-in right now. I'm not going out of my way to CAC until I'm last locating it.
Yeah, I mean, it's fair in this seed. Like, if you last locate that, I don't think you feel bad as either player. I mean, you're going to go to Eastern, or you're going to go to Eastern, and then you coin flip between Agena and Bat.
I'll say one thing, though. With no swords in hand yet, this is not looking like we'll be climbing the tower today.
Oh, right. He didn't do Dam, so he's going to do Dam to Agena.
So this is the thing that Arm did that I consider like a very good defensive route in an open type seed, is splitting off Mini Moldworm Cave and then deciding based on what you have whether to go east or west. Do you want to isolate the Ice Rod Cave? Do you want to go over to Agena's cave? And in this case, keeping the dam as things that you can check on your way to Agena means that the cave in the desert is not isolated. You can route that in better and still make some productive checks here. Now, Walsh, on the other hand, he's going to go have a gander over in the eastern area because that's the greatest density he has left.
Yeah, they're both fairly equal on checks at this point. It's literally one has lumberjack knowledge, and that's about the difference.
Let's see if Walsh wants to ask Saha, because he'll tell us where our green pendant is, like in the same cryptic way that you would ask for. Nice flippers, I don't know if I like those. And the same cryptic way that boots are hinted in Ambrosia.
Oh, did he actually talk to him or no?
No, he didn't.
Aw.
The flippers do give us a few more things to think about here, like, namely the 2 in Waterfall and the 2 on Zora and the 1. That's a pendant in Agina's cave. That's interesting.
Yeah, I don't hate talking to him to figure out where it's at because it's one text box. It's actually not bad at all.
It is 5 checks, but it's 3 places necessarily, because you got to go under bridge for Jim here. I affectionately call him Hobo Jim after the old teammate of a Marathon Company and Swedish Rubbers back in season 2, I want to say. League's been around for a few years. Jim's still doing all right. Then you have the 2 in Waterfall, then you have the 2 at Zora. So 3 different spots that the flippers open up 5 total checks. And we're going to do Eastern because we're here. I wonder if Arm's going to turn around just to not have to double up Eastern here.
Oh, there's somebody I haven't seen in a while. Hey, Oro.
The green pendant can be found with the hobo. Yeah, you're going to turn around and you go get that pendant before you go back, I think. You're going to go do your flippers checks now.
That's a nice talk. That's a nice piece of info.
Answer a question in chat. We are using the boss hunt with the same function that the XD hunt tournament ran, where the pendants and crystals are... Ooh, nice sword.
That's also nice info.
Is it nice info? I don't know if knowing that a sword is on the island is good info. It's nice for later. The green pendant is what you talked about. Cause one route runner to reroute. And already having a pendant, you're a little more inclined to come get whatever's here. And since there's nothing in Eastern, chasing the flippers and getting this pendant for an extra check on your way to Eastern when you have nothing left to check is probably a better situation for Arm than it isn't.
So we've got, what, a vanilla big key and 1 item left?
Yeah, but the big key not in logic, so whatever Walsh is going to get here is either going to be the other dungeon item or not direct regression. I think Arm's got the right idea here. Yeah, so in this mode, the pendants and crystals that we put up in the corner where you see it says, it'll actually say G, B, or R for green, blue, or red pendant, or 1 through 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They're arbitrarily assigned and don't actually mean anything to the identity of the dungeon, so did the trackers a relatively generic tracker in terms of what information can be shown. We won't be using that. You just do the XD hunt thing of just kind of sneaking the reds out there and then marking if we have those or not. Maybe. I don't know. And the big key vanilla, as we saw. What we have here is probably... That's the
other pendant.
Do we have glove 1 on pedestal? Is that what we have here?
No, pearl on ped.
Pearl on pedestal. Well, then we need to have a glove somewhere.
Glove will be $500 right here.
You think... No!
No. That's an auto-logic glove.
Now, wait a second. What does this mean? We have 2 checks left in logic.
Coming?
Lamp. Moon pearls. The lamp is on the green pendant.
It's either on the green pendant or on ped.
Lamp on ped? Oh, I you know, it's this is silly. Because now Arm's going to go get this pendant, and Walsh is going to go get this green pendant and go facepalm. This is brilliant. Yeah. I love this. Now, if there's a second glove on the green pendant, Arm's going to go to pedestal.
He's going to pedestal first?
He's going to pedestal first.
Yeah, I guess. Sure.
That way you last locate Eastern. If it's not on pedestal, you know you're getting it in Eastern. What if this is like a bow or something? A bat, too, yeah. You bat first, probably, and then you end on pedestal. I actually forgot the bat existed. The bat's not in logic without the lamp.
This is going to be like a 20-minute ped pull.
You'll love to see it if you're a fan of shenanigans, but come on. As a runner, you're probably shaking your head here.
Well, this is just, it's humorous. I mean, I don't know what else to say about it. It's just like, you run into these situations. This is a situation that only happens in boss hunt.
Of course, there's the Moon Pearl on Zora, too, will be... Walsh is going to have the first Dark World access here, actually, because he's already got the glove out of Eastern.
Yeah, it's true. His Dark World access is going to be from catching in some money to the pitch.
Yeah, that's where this, again, kind of shakes out. A little difference in check order has actually worked out in Walsh's favor. Of course,
And that's
Arm can
why,
still get something that we need that Walsh will have to route in off the pedestal.
or may never get. See, that's kind of the weird thing in this mode is like you make a couple of decisions that completely change the route, and you do not have to have the same go mode because you get to clear 10 different pieces. It doesn't have to be the same pieces as your opponent.
So this is probably Lamp. Like, there's a 50-50 that this is Lamp. If not, Lamp has to be on Green Pendant. It could also be Flute to give us, it could be Book, too.
Oh gosh, there could be a lot of bad things.
Yeah, there could be Shovel, could be Mushroom. It's the other glove! Oh my goodness.
That's both good and bad.
Well, it's good because it gives Arm Dark World access, and he's not worried about going to
that's
Eastern.
like both good and bad for both of them. Like, Walsh is not going to Agena for a while for the other pendant, and Arm is going to avoid Eastern like the plague until he gets a bow at this point.
The thing is, with the only checks that we have left, the bow has to be in Dark World. And here we are with the continued immediate divergence split. Walsh going to Hype Cave, Arm going to Village of Outcasts.
Yep. And you know, here's my fun on this. Like, I'm teammates with him, and I know my third teammate is somewhere, and he was probably taking a sip of something, and like choked on it when he saw the other glove.
He's probably getting some computer-safe glass cleaner for his monitor. Bless you, Zach.
Also some a flute and
flute.
red mill.
And yeah, you know, we're Strawberry. I almost never see anyone walk through that house. That's actually brilliant. Forget that you can do that, and it actually saves you a little time. We're sitting here talking. We have someone else in the background pressing the buttons for us. Raynox is on tracking tonight. Thank you, Raynox.
Doing the tracking for both the runners.
Lot
really hard job. A really hard job, though, having to watch two different people and keep up with it, especially when their routes are so different. We did find Ether in Brewery, so 2 medallions down. This is so interesting, though. So he's going to go into Thieves. We're clearing Thieves. This will be the first Triforce feast between both players. As long as he... Oh, okay, mirror.
Okay, and that gets you access to a sword, so you might even consider coming back.
Nah, he'll do it.
Well, you're going to come back for Skullwoods with this loadout anyway.
If he knew Flute was there, I know he wouldn't, but there's a chance he doesn't, I guess. I don't know. Oh, we'll see. Arm is one of those people, he does what he feels in the moment, so we're going to find out how he feels here in a minute.
Maybe you come back. You probably don't, but I'm not feeling a 5-heart hammer blind. But then again,
if you find boots in here, maybe there's an argument to come back with Fire Rod. But then you may because you have Fire Rod, yeah.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
And clear balls.
Fire Rod, you're not getting to do. It's true we have Cane of Samaria, but if you know the blind script with the hammer, you know the blind script with the hammer.
I know the blind script with the hammer, and I missed it by 1 hit the other day and got destroyed.
I am a known opponent of Swordless, so I don't very much like having to hammer things if I can help it. I'll do it. I just don't like hammer only being one of my options. Right, the duck is a muck for Artie Walsh. That flute is a good find in Hype K for him. Saves a little bit.
I also think this mode is going to be hard to tell who's ahead until way later.
Usually it depends on who gets go mode first and where they are prize-wise when they do. And yeah, chat's asking if Walsh has all 3 pendants. No, he's not been to Agena's cave. Actually, that flute may point him in the direction of picking it up. There was a glove on the pedestal. The other glove is not yet... Walsh doesn't care about that. The double dip of Eastern, it's not terrible.
Arm does not have the glove out of Eastern. So one has Ped glove, one has Eastern glove.
Yeah, the Arm has not been to Eastern at all. Like he's put it off until he has a bow, which is a thing you can do. It's the right thing to do. You want to be able to minimize the excessive dips and dives into each dungeon. We're gonna see the green
going
pendant
straight to
turned
green
in.
pendant. Yeah, going straight back.
This is probably, I'm gonna say, with the knowledge of the pedestal being logically available like that for a glove, this is probably not the lamp.
Yeah, lamp can just be anywhere. If it is lamp, then again, that's just going to point him farther away. Logically.
Right. So then
now he
Walsh
knows
has
that
to know that he's
yeah.
gonna go to Agina's cave because he knows his logic is via Agina's cave, and then that's gonna be mitts for Walsh actually. Nice
and a
bow.
bow.
And with the
Okay.
mirror in Thieves Town, that bow is accessible. Like Walsh now sees a bow and he can clear pot in Eastern, and he can go up the mountain. Then he can, there's a lot that Walsh can do now once he pulls pedestal. If he pulls pedestal, which you have to imagine, your logical progression is a pendant. Where do you think he's going?
Yeah, and you have flute. It's not bad.
That Barry playing goaltender on Arm here.
Yeah, unless he finds
even
second bow is the only way he avoids the double dip at this point. So it's not likely he avoids the Eastern double dip. And he's probably going to double dip both pod and Eastern.
You think he goes to pod first? Well, yeah, because he's going to go into pod looking for a bow with the other glove. Yeah. Right, here
it would make sense.
The hammer blind for Armalex. Little hybrid strats with the Cane of Samaria. There you go. Oh, that was closer than I'd like it to be.
I felt like he was like a pixel or two from dying there.
All right,
like
and meanwhile, we got our first piece on the right-hand side of the screen, but we can go around anywhere we want with this flute and mitts and mirror combo.
Oh, we're going straight to the bow.
Oh yeah, we're gonna pick up that bow because suddenly that's 2 more pieces you could just get.
Right? And you can also determine right now if you need boots for desert, and we can also do mire if we wanted to with no sword.
Yeah, you can't open it with any sword that you don't have. You can't get in without.
Oh, he doesn't know about the sword. Okay, he still doesn't
have
know
the mirror. That's right. He doesn't have the mirror. He hasn't been to Thieves Town yet.
Yeah, it won't take him long to get there though, unless he decides mountain first. But he shouldn't without hookshot or mirror.
It depends. He's got to go to Vu here, right? Yeah.
Yep.
And we need hookshot or boots to get into Mire, even if we pick up that sword that's on the island, which is what Arm is going to do on his way down here. So
yeah.
So a hype cave and then mirror to the sword.
I see him mirroring the sword, and then he might go check pyramid into pod Eastern.
Some other new checks with that mirror. We have K45 here is another heart container. You're never going to complain about more hearts when you have a mirror.
Well, the issue is Arm is going to run out of things to do. Well, no, he can go to. Yeah, he's probably gonna go to the mountain. No, he can out of logic.
What he's gonna do is he's gonna go ahead, get his flute, grab that sword, and then go activate his flute, and then decide where he's going.
Yeah, I wasn't even thinking he's gonna have flute as well.
And yeah, the mountain's in logic. The Old Man Rescue is not, but the rest of the mountain's available for us with the knowledge of the flute behind the hammer and glove. Here's the mirror for Walsh.
Mm-hmm.
With what book mitts?
Oh no, they're talking about ARM.
Yeah,
They were discussing what ARM might do, and like
and
ARM is
doesn't
very
know
much
about
a
the bow.
logically. He does things by his brain and logic. It's the best way I can describe it.
Yeah, the mitts are in Eastern. He doesn't know where the bow is. He's probably going to the mountain. That's the
And
thing to do in
Telethar is
this
probably
situation.
right.
Like Arm can, I wouldn't beat. I'm not dipping Swamp Palace without running out of places for the hook shot here. You can't make me do that.
Agree. Swamp Palace does
There's
not
just
exist.
way too much open to be thinking about Hookless Swamp right now.
He actually, I could definitely see him possibly doing Skull off of the flute activation here. It wouldn't be crazy. Like, that seems like a fine play to make. If he makes that decision, that's fine.
We haven't seen the front of Skullwoods yet either, so there's still 2 items at large there.
And Walsh's route has just been very clean. Him getting the out of logic glove and then keeping to logic to find the actual access was very, very good on his part.
It's going to work out in a way for Walsh that he's going to be able to check some things Arm may not be able to until he either finds the other bow or commits to a dive of Eastern for the other glove, which will, logically shouldn't happen until after the lamp anyway.
And we did decide no to Skull for now.
Yeah, I mean, you can go into Skull if you're confident in your Hammer Moth, but you can probably do faster if you wait on that for right now, and then use that as a terminal point to flute away from.
I agree, Fear.
Yeah, the book would be an interesting one too, especially with the knowledge both players having the flute. Walsh having the other glove means he can just mirror back to Desert and grab that bow whenever he wants. But Arm's not going to have that luxury for now. That's a sword behind the lamp. Okay.
See, I don't think Walsh do we know if Walsh ever checked the island?
I don't know if he glimpsed it on his way to the hobo check or not.
Because he might not know that sword exists.
Chad thinks he did.
Okay. I couldn't remember. I know he did hobo and everything else. I just couldn't remember if he actually checked it.
I mean, when you actually drop off from the North Shore ramp, it's impossible not to see it unless you're like all the way down below the fortune teller or something else. There's no way you can't. It doesn't become visible on your screen. You have to swim past it.
Oh, did he go there from the north part of it?
Yeah.
Okay.
They both did.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of blanked on it.
They both did because of having Flipper's access, but having already been to Ice Rod Cave.
True.
Well, Tower
I'm
of
still
Hera.
a recovering person. Forgive.
And the Big Key of Hera is vanilla, so we're not going to chance wasting our time on one item. We'll just go see what the density has. It's kind of interesting here. We don't talk about this early very much, but that extra glove does give Artie Walsh a little more to do in Ganon's Tower. Well, this is as scary as it was for Arm here. Sheesh. We have both the cane and the fire rod for right-hand side, but we don't have any access to the left side just yet.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what Arm finds up here, but I'm guessing we'll probably see Artie go, like, Desert for the bow, check to see if it's boots locked, and then clear Pot Eastern? Something like that?
I think we are going to see the rest of Village of Outcasts, maybe a Smith chain first here?
Possible, yeah. He can do all Smith chain.
All right, Paradox Cave starting us out with a bug catching net.
Or some friends say the fillet.
No,
We're
put
getting
it
new
back. We
checks
don't
on
need
both
those.
sides. I hate that the blue crystals have a text box.
There's
Hey,
your
there's Lamp.
lamp. Okay, okay.
Now the myths are in logic.
Why are we dropping? Oh, because we've already done Snarl Cave. Sheesh. Now we do Skullwoods here, Karma.
Yeah, this makes sense. He did density into a dungeon clear. I mean, that's what makes sense. So it's this into all he's got left is Pod Eastern, Pyramid, Ledge, and Catfish after their skull.
I mean, he does have one item that he can go get out of Tower of Hera, but now that he's left it with a vanilla big key and no hookshot, no, you're not doing that. That is slower than molasses. It's our first look at Skull Woods, though.
Dude, Walsh could do something interesting here. He can go turn in purple chest, grab sword, and then go into ice.
Could go in ice. Actually, ice is a clearable dungeon, although logically not to be known just yet. Well, oh, he's gonna pull that sword and then flute from there. I like that.
The chest is going to take a dunk in the water with him.
You have ruined his lunch. How dare you? Yeah, this is smart. I like this. Because you're not going into swamp right now, like I discussed. We're not thinking about it. But then you just flute to 7, turn in the purple chest, and this is a crossroads point. You can go wherever you want.
Yeah, it's either desert or ice, and it could just be because you know Bo's there. You go see if it's boots locked and grab your bow.
Apparently, Gary was eating a crystal for lunch today. Does it make him a dragon? You grab your bow, right?
We're going to
we're
ice?
just going into ice? Okay. I can respect that.
He did not want to listen to Telethar. I almost thought he would too. It's the faster, like, 2 to 3 dungeons. Plus, again, you get to get your knowledge of boots out of the way.
Like, I'm okay here doing ice when I know that I'm going to be able to do more elsewhere. If I find access to go into Mire in this ice palace, that helps me more than me going over to Mire with no hook or boots. There's Moth taken down for arm. Have we seen both items out of Skull?
I was not paying attention.
I don't know, man. I saw the key. Yes, Tracker's saying we have seen both items out of Skullwood, so that means we'll probably see a mirror and flute from arm. I would imagine he goes to pod right now.
Yeah, I can see it's definitely that area. It's just what order does he do it?
He hasn't turned in the green pendant either, so that he'll get his 3 bombs from that if he so decides to mirror back. But pod has to be the call of density right now for arm, which hopefully we find No, he's gonna have to go into Eastern too, and then he'll get his mitts, and that'll help.
The only way he won't go into Eastern probably yet is if he finds either book or second bow. Well, he'll go into Eastern if he finds second bow, but like he needs to find one of those very soon, like Fear said, or this is just gonna start snowballing.
Well, partly one other thing that'll open another dungeon for us is he could find the hook shot. Then suddenly your swamp
That's
is
true.
available. That's a red crystal. Excuse me. That didn't go very far, did it?
Progressive bows, like.
Yeah. We don't have a split bow in the league this year. We haven't seen split bows in a little while, actually. No.
That's true too, Telethar. That would also be the other really good option. I almost took that as like against the teammate, but then I was like, no, you're right. If he finds nothing, he goes into Eastern.
The big problem is if Arm finds something. Because if Arm finds something that pulls him away from Eastern, then he's not getting that mitt for a while. If he finds the hook, he's definitely leaving and not getting that mitt until after a full swamp clear.
This could be good or bad. We don't know.
If he finds a bow,
Like, that's the way this boat's
fine.
weird.
Like, if you find a bow, you're probably fine, right? Because then you clear both dungeons and you get your mitts out of Eastern.
Bow would be the most optimal thing to find.
But if you find, like, I don't know, the hook shot be the worst thing to find, is all I got for that.
The boots would also probably not be amazing, but wouldn't be terrible.
Right, here's Cold Stare. And Telethar is right on that. Boots does give Walsh the ability to get 10 pieces. That would be go mode for him. If he can hover, which I don't remember if he does.
I don't know, actually.
But otherwise, the only other thing that you could be looking for in that case then is like Ice Rod, probably.
So boss hunt works by each boss. Well, the 10 dungeons in the game, or the dungeons in the game, all have a Triforce piece, and then there's also 2 Triforce pieces in GT. One at the end of the climb at the end of Moldorm 2, and one behind Ice Armos in the Vanilla Big Key spot. You have to collect 10 of those pieces. It doesn't matter which ones, any 10. Ganon is already open, so the hole on top of Pyramid's open, and you can go fall in with 10 pieces and beat Ganon.
Yes, Ravis, there's a bow on the desert ledge that Walsh was able to show us that Arm doesn't know about because he didn't peek it and can't get it because he doesn't
Walsh
have the
is just
glove out of
not going back to get it for we don't know why.
Well, with that sword, Walsh is probably thinking, I'm going to clear Skullwoods now.
Sorry, I wasn't trying to interrupt you. I'm just like, yeah, Telethar's like, no rush. I'm just like, that bow is just a piece of logic there sitting.
That was unfortunate. You get bounced right off the ledge as your bomb explodes.
It's definitely an interesting race. This mode is so volatile, though. Like, there's hard to predict who this mode at all.
Well, we know there's not another bow on Moth because we already seen Armalex beat Moth. There's nothing in Skullwoods that we need. Walsh doesn't know that, but he also knows where there is a bow he can go get. So right now, he's this is just trying to smooth out his route a little bit. Like, you want to be able to do Desert and Mire with your dive to get your bow. You want your bow to do Pot and Eastern on the clear. You want your hook shot before you go into Swamp. You're always looking for something that makes the choices more palatable, as opposed to, oh, I can kind of do some of this now. and then have to come back for it later, trying to remove all the double dips from the equation.
So, have you been playing a lot of this mode, Ruby?
I played like 3. I'll tell you the best joke I had, because I think I told you last night, but I didn't really broadcast it to the cosmos. There's your book. Oh, goodness.
It's not the worst thing he could have found.
You know, one of the classic places for a moon pearl?
Oh, okay.
Okay, that gets interesting now. Because that means he's probably going to desert, which means he's gonna get his bow, which means he's gonna get his mitts.
Yeah, that wasn't bad. I mean, it's not great because we know Walsh is going to get all that in a minute.
He might just
It's not
go
great for
into
me and my
Eastern.
team.
He might just
It's
go
great
straight
for
into
viewers.
Eastern.
Ooh, I don't know if I like this.
Oh, Pot Eastern is now a double dip for Arm. So
I
we
guess
have
it's fine you're here.
we have that situation where things can be in funny spots. Imagine have a green pendant on the pyramid for your moon pearl on Saha. So you have to climb Castle Tower to get your moon pearl. And all you're doing is getting the hinted green pendant for your moon pearl anyway. That's the biggest memory I have of this mode so far.
Oh, yeah, so I'll give you guys a little story while we're seeing the cleanup here. The seed that Arm rolled the other day, because chat would love this, was first sword was Checkerboard Cave, locked behind a bunch of Light World and Dark World stuff already. Second logical sword was on Lumberjack Ledge. The third sword was on Bombo's tablet. And the fourth sword was locked behind Hookshot and a Hookshot Cave, which Hookshot was on Ether Tablet. It was a very chat seed.
I think my brain just left the chat.
Essentially, seed was free if you could hover. Seed was not free if you could not hover.
There's that bow pickup. And again, on this path here, Arm's going to pick up his vanilla big key and get his mitts. And I don't know where you're going with the boots and the. Oh, are you going to Meyer here? You have to, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Arm is in BOGO mode. He can do a ton of stuff. Ooh,
Arm is
Desert
going to
a
get
complete
these
block.
mitts, and if he decides to go over to Desert, he's in go.
Yeah.
Because he can hover.
So that makes it easier, though. Because then all you do is kill Moldorm, too. There's the mitts for Arm.
And I bet you he does not feel good there.
No, probably not.
We can ask him later, and I bet he did not feel good seeing those mitts there.
He probably feels good having those boots.
Yeah, he's going to hit go in just a second. Because he's going to get that Desert Ledge bow.
Yep.
Then we're going to see if he realizes he's in go and just turns on the ignition.
So in that situation, of the two dungeons you're not doing are Swamp and TR?
You're well, yeah. I mean, you can't. You have to do everything else at that point.
Yeah. There's that bow,
And let's see if his brain switches.
And he's got the boots, so he knows this desert is something he can check, and he might not. You might still look for a sword, but you're going to want to do that in the faster checks to make. Like GT, for instance.
Yeah, and this is where I was like saying I did not feel good. Like, I did not feel good calling who was ahead. I still don't. I mean, technically, I feel like Arm is in go mode first. He's down a dungeon, which is ice. So it's whatever. It's literally how much checks versus how fast do you go. Like, he knows he's in go mode. He's in go mode, brain.
Yep, there it is, because you don't, with the knowledge that you have, not make other checks if you don't feel like you're ahead in finishing the seed. This is
Yeah.
Arm saying, I can do everything that I need to. I'm just going to go do that.
Yeah, so I have no clue to tell who's ahead or behind here. I think it's going to heavily depend on how fast Walsh gets to pod, which should be now.
Now, Walsh
I
is going to
think
be pod to
it's going to be
Eastern
now.
now.
Yes,
this is
but the
happening
question
now.
is, can Walsh hover? If Walsh can hover, this is a very close game.
Second sword was, in fact, on the rescue of the old man up on the mountain. So not having that sword is not the worst thing for Walsh, because he's going to have to find a sword eventually. And that's the problem. Walsh may not do the old man rescue with flute access to the mountain.
Yeah, because Lamp was all the way over in Paradox.
Mm-hmm. As far as he's concerned, it's not in logic. So the question is, where are the other swords if he doesn't pick up that sword? I've got to imagine one is in GT.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to be doing some free checks because we have to do like stuff in GT to find the big key. We have to do stuff we've already done pod, we've already done Eastern. Arm probably might check a couple of the free checks in Ice. Like he might do the hook pot and spike room,
Yeah,
or the hook
the checks
chest.
that are on path, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, maybe he might just say, "Hey, I'm good enough at Master Silverless. I'm going." That's definitely where his brain could be at, especially depending on how far behind he feels given the MIT situation. Yeah, if Walsh doesn't get that sword, that becomes a lot more interesting, because then these boots are not go mode for Walsh. Walsh is in sword go mode.
Now let's be clear here on this matchup too. Tile Roomies, Crystal Roller Crew both have 0 points after first week, so no wins in 80 KDB. Tile Roomies have been an Invitational League mainstay for as long as there's been an Invitational League. They've been around for years now. And Walsh is a very polished and very experienced player. And then you have on the other side, you got Karma, Zafikel, and Armolex of Crystal Roller Crew. They won your Open League last season.
Not to take away from what you're saying right now, but we did get a win.
You did get a win?
Yeah, we took a win off of Pugs.
So we just don't have the... Oh, I get to yell at Sigma. So you do have 3 points. It's just not indicated on the screen. Got it. Someone that has back-end credentials can fix that for us, because I can't. But I mean, that still tells you that these guys are tough.
Well, apparently we can fix it.
I would need to know where. Let me see if I can find it.
There we go. Somebody already fixed it. Thank you, whoever fixed it.
VR tracker. There's a button for score that's on a different control than I was using for setup. So
Arm is checking a few extra things, which
he's probably looking
sword
for,
or silvers.
Yeah, something to make the end game a little more palatable, or even a hookshot would remove the need for things to be all messed up. No, I'm picking on Sigma because he did help us out with back end setup, and as the league commissioner, you should know your scoreboard, right?
I can tell you this much: Arm definitely doesn't want Hookshot to show up.
He doesn't want Hookshot to show up. Not going to find Hookshot in Ice anyway.
Because he knows he can hover. We're unsure if Walsh can. I'll be honest with you. I have no clue if Walsh can or not.
I honestly just don't know.
Yeah, same. I have no clue.
And I've seen Walsh
someone
play
from
for years,
his
I
team,
still just don't know.
If someone from his team wants to chime in, I have no clue. Because I think that piece of information heavily determines how close this game is.
Quit spitting fire at us. He's just trying to give you a hug, Helma. Have we considered Walsh might not get boots?
It's a hard thing not to go into the back of pod, though, when you're not.
No, there are people that will not do back a pod in this mode because
they're in
back
Dark
a
Maze,
pod-
Shady.
Yeah, they're in Dark Maze. They're you have a mirror though, right? And a lot of your items are in the back of pod. You're going in. He's getting the boots. That's perfectly fine. I mean, he knows he's not in Go, so he's gonna keep looking at stuff. And if you're it pod right now, you know, you've also it would close the gap on the logic for him going to Landmo when he did. Because right now he knows Desert is Boots locked, so Boots are out here somewhere.
Sorry, I got quiet. I'm just thinking. I'm thinking of ramifications of everything that's happening between these two. Like, this race is definitely close, but depending on Walsh's skill set, again, is how close it is, and where a third sword pops up.
I don't think we have to worry about the sword until Walsh doesn't rescue the old man, which he may not. I know a number of players who just plain won't until you have to.
Well, I think whether he rescues the old man or not is going to tell us whether he can hover.
That's right, he doesn't have this lamp that was on East Death Mountain, so when Walsh goes up to the mountain, it'll be his first trip, period. There's the boots. And that's going to be... He'll go ahead and take care of Eastern now. Well, no, he's going to do... What else was left in here? Yeah, that's it for items for pod for Walsh. He'll know that even though...
Yeah, I kind of feel that way too, Telethar.
Yeah, Arm is... He's got his foot on the gas right now, right? Like, Walsh is picking it up right behind him. But again, down a sword.
And they're both about to enter Dungeon 6, essentially caught up.
Yeah, Arm is caught up and may even overtake because there's checks he's already done on the mountain. Like, we're not even talking about check parity right now.
Yeah, Arm is ahead in checks, I think. Like, hard ahead.
And on the screen, almost. He will very quickly overtake Walsh here in just a moment.
But yeah, there's a lot of discussion. Ban link sprites. I'm sorry, that one actually made me laugh. There's a lot of chat going on, but like, I do think one of the cool things about this community is we do have a lot of different flavors for how people like to play, how people want to play. From MSUs to certain glitches to modes to... You don't have to like everything, you just get to pick what you like and do it. And there's communities that you'll find that will enjoy what you do.
Karma, I've got a hard question for you to answer. Rather, I don't have it. Telethar has it for you. Why didn't Arm beat Meyer? Both players were at Desert. Arm had the means to enter and go into Meyer. And Walsh did not. So, what gives here?
My guess is he's hoping for something better. He's hoping for, I don't know, what's better, hook shot?
Like he's in Go, and part of that equation for Go is Meyer. Like, it doesn't
I'm
add
not
up
sure. He might just go back for it, or he might have forgot. If he forgot, it sucks.
As long as he doesn't
He
continue
forgets.
to forget.
He forgets he has bombs. He doesn't have bombs sometimes, and then tries to go somewhere without bombs. So it wouldn't surprise me if he forgot.
He's already going to the flute, so. And this will be Walsh, his first trip up the mountain, and he will get his Master Sword. Good, 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 good.
Okay.
He's going to check the Ether Tablet on his way by Hera, too, probably, and that could be something.
So we have, what do we have left? We have Meyer, Hera, and double GT for Arm. Yeah, he was just hoping to nab like silvers or tempered before Biddy, probably.
Just nab a fairy. You have 3 bottles.
One of them did. One of them. Do both of them have? No, it had to be Arm. He did. He nabbed a fairy with the net.
Then he's more than just okay. He'll be perfectly fine.
Yeah, he bonked a fairy somewhere. I remember him pulling out the net and bonking it.
All right, there's that bonus sword for Walsh.
And Walsh is continuing on, which makes me think he cannot hover. Or else he would probably do what Arm's doing right here and be in Meyer. I could be wrong.
Now, Walsh could just go ahead and go into Hera here and just wait out the tile room. If you can't hover, you would go to Meyer here. I'm in agreement there, actually. I don't know what the...
I have no clue. Some people hate certain dungeons, too. There's always that logic. Oh my god, is he gonna... Okay, Arm will do this if the key is here. He will hover across this. And I hate it. I'm hoping it's not here, honestly. Okay, good.
That is a key, but not the key. All right, so we know this is, I believe, 20 rupees down here. Which has a nice sparkle in this branch of the randomizer, by the way. They don't just stand as a static little spot, they actually glisten.
Yeah, with Arm ending with GT, and he's probably ending with GT Climb, means we'll probably actually see Aga 2. He'll probably do Aga 2 to just pop himself on top of Pyramid.
At that point, it's faster than running... Oh, there's the hook shot is in Meyer, and he knows he's just done. Once he finds that big key, he knows he's just done. You have to hope that Walsh doesn't get up there and get that like sooner than later.
That is interesting. Why is he still looking? Oh, he needs the big key still.
He needs the big key yet, yeah. And we're still going to try to find a sword, too, probably on the path. Yeah, the hook shot means no climb for Armalex. We'll probably just go mode swamp instead, because that's faster than climbing the mountain. And the tower. There's your big key. And
we also get to skip Hera Basement.
Oh, he thought about it, but he is going to see if this...
He has no keys.
He has no keys. Yeah, okay.
He has to go around the other way.
I thought he might check the big chest for something. I don't know. I don't know why I would...
I mean, it's probably got a small key at this point.
Probably. It's either that or it's on Vitreous.
Yeah, also, did he do cutscene?
No.
I can't remember.
No, he pulled the hook shot and went straight right from the compass chest.
Yeah, so it could be both of those are small keys. One of those Meyer layouts.
So
yeah, well, he's... Go ahead.
It's a relatively quicker mode, but usually at the 1 hour mark, we shout out who's on the screen here. So if you feel so inclined, please give these 2 runners a follow here on Twitch.
Yep, and they would both probably appreciate any sort of follow, like anything you want to give them. Also, props as usual to SpeedGaming for putting on the show for us. They do all the back end work. All we have to do is yap, and then we have Raynox in the background. Oh, his spookies broke. We have Raynox in the background doing all the finger tapping for the buttons. So definitely give Raynox some props for doing the tracking tonight. And then give Ruby some props, because Ruby is definitely a very energetic co-com. And I've enjoyed the evening so far. I've just been highly distracted
it's been an
with
hour.
Hey, I gotta say so far, I mean the seed's like 90% over already.
Yeah, you say so far, and it's like it's been an hour into like what will end up being an 80-minute finish, probably. Maybe less than that even. Oh, we still have to do Hera Basement. Ugh. Well, I mean,
Arm doesn't.
Arm does not. You're right.
Yeah,
Wait,
he
and
has
then
hook
if he
shot.
doesn't, he does have hook shot. Yeah, Walsh would have to do Hera Basement here. Yeah, that tells me Arm is just in a pure lead right now, because he's gonna finish with
Oh,
Hera Big Chest.
hover
Maybe.
answer
Oh,
right here.
true. True. Let's find out. And he
No,
just drops right off, though. This
that is
is,
a no.
he's playing for density now, is what he goes up to GT for.
Yep.
And
And this is
this
probably
is
going to
definitely Arm's
be
game to win
the
here, I think.
nail in the coffin. Yeah, this is probably the nail in the coffin. Him going to GT. I struggle to think what he could find. I mean, he finds Ice Rod. Does that also go?
Turtle Rock is a slow dungeon, though.
I know, but if you find it, you take it, right?
I mean, it's a path to victory against the seed. I don't know if that helps you win in a race.
Yeah, and
Like, if you're going to find the Ice Rod and do
on the way
TR,
past.
then you're hoping to find something in TR, which we know is not going to happen.
Oh, interesting. This makes me think that Arm is going to do both GTs and skip Swamp.
Maybe. And again, like you said earlier, he might just go ahead and, drop in from Aga 2, which would be the thing to do in this situation. If we have powder, we can make our own fairies at the top. If we have a green bottle, which I think we still do, because he did a mimic clip on the right side of pod, unless he drank it earlier. He did drink it during blind, right? Like, no way you climb GT with this equipment. What's wrong with Master Sword Half Magic Fire Rod?
He's saying speed-wise. It's not
True.
super fast.
That's true.
I don't know. I think he's weighing it right now. Arm's brain is like a daggone calculator. He's probably weighing the speed of GT climb versus Swamp versus also running out of Swamp, or however he's going to get to the Ganon hole drop down from there.
Like, he's mathing this out in his head as we go.
Yes, I guarantee you he is. Either that, or he's already decided what he's doing, and finding the hookshot didn't change his mind.
Oh, this is interesting. Walsh going down the right side with the one key. Ooh, ouch. If you're not aware, you can actually sit on that bottom tile more to the left, and it won't start crumbling until after the fire bar has passed. Now here's Walsh's gonna go the bottom of GT here. You haven't seen the big key yet, so this is just the Bob's chest in behind Ice Armos for a piece.
And silver.
Okay.
Well,
game.
Arm's never getting those.
No, he's not.
Unless Big Key is with the piece behind here. Oh, yeah, he is. Never mind. He's going down right side. You're right.
Why did you think? Because he's going to get that piece.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking about that. My brain doesn't work. I just recovered from the flu. Forgive me.
That was me last week. That was not a fun time. Here's your big key.
Yeah, now he's just skipping rando room.
He has no need to do anything other than check what's in front of him, get his piece, get his last piece wherever he's going, and then be done. And Walsh is going to grab his vanilla big key out of Hera. Oh, missed the dash turn. Aw.
Him
Or he
getting
wants
that
the
big
arrow,
key, I
technically.
think, means he's definitely climbing.
I think so.
Otherwise,
he-
you wouldn't have cared to get the big key.
He dug for the big key. He's going to have silvers now for Ganon, which is phenomenal. He's going straight for it. So he's going to check this chest for a sword or a bow, and he's going to get rewarded.
I think he miscounted on the bounces for Bob.
I attribute that a little bit to race nerves, maybe. Because that's what most other players and commentators would think. Is like your internal thinking tempo just moves at a different rate the more you get into the late parts of a race like this. Oh, here's a save quit. So he's picking up the piece and he's going directly to swamp. Okay.
Then why'd they got the big key?
Don't know. Why even? I mean,
We'll have to ask him.
that's on you, buddy.
Well, I guess okay. He wasn't digging it out. He did DM room, skipped map room, and did the chest that he hook shot to, which happened to be the big key. He was just doing checks on the way.
All right, so didn't do rando room, went straight for the piece. Did the check on the way to the piece. Did the check behind the piece and looking for a sword. And now you gotta. You're not playing inverted.
That is nerves.
Yeah.
Bob's chest, Monsieur.
Yeah, the silvers were in Bob's chest. Both players have them.
And we got a little bit of difference in music here. We had one person who was on the vanilla MSU. Now we're over on ARM who has Mario Mix.
And, you know, we talked about it earlier, and we talked about how the seed like this is a good demonstration of the volatility of open, and how one choice can seem to punish and end up working out perfectly in the end for one player over another. Arm being later to the mitts, being later to the knowledge of the bow, having to double dip pot and Easter, and he is firmly in the driver's seat because he was able to get everything else in just the right order. That I don't see a way Walsh comes back in this one.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty hard ask for Walsh to come back on this one. He's going to go into Meyer now. And he's going to get hook shot, which I think will be go for him.
It will. It'll also spell it for him that he probably feels later to it. So making checks like that, though, is always it's a double-edged sword, right? Because you're spending the time to look for a sword or a bow. If you find it, cool, it saves you some time. If you don't, you're out time and still have to do the longer fight anyway.
Yeah, I think the argument, and this is the argument most people I think would make here, is the difference in Master Sword to Tempered is so big that it's worth the risk most of the time.
Absolutely. I think it's great to get a Tempered Sword over Silvers in that case. The Silvers being already in your pocket, you're not making more checks. Master Sword and Silvers is fine.
I still think it speeds it up enough that doing the on-the-way checks is fine. It's what, I think they said 2 seconds per chest you open versus the amount of time it saves you if you do find the sword.
Yeah, but we're talking on the path stuff.
Yeah, which is all you open.
Going to Hookshot Cave. Oh, jeez, with the spin, you get the spin and the silver.
Oh yeah, you were talking to chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were talking to chat. I was talking about what he actually did.
Oh yeah, what he did was the thing that you're supposed to do.
Yeah, he opened like 4 checks on the way. You don't go out of your way
for extra checks. You do the checks that are in your direct path. And that's 10 pieces for Armalex. He's going to have a run to the pyramid and a dance with a big pig.
My curiosity here is I know Arm knows a lot of tech, and I'm not one to talk. I don't know a lot of tech. I wonder if he does know Master Sword Samaria though.
I mean, I'd imagine all three of you two compared to me. What do I know?
I mean, I don't know a lot of tech, dude. I don't know this one. Like, I've never practiced it, so I just don't know it. I can't hover. I can do a lot of other things, but I can't do those two for sure.
All right, there's the hook for Artie Walsh. That'll put him in go mode. He still has to find the Meyer big key first.
No Samaria out, so it probably doesn't.
I don't like it when Ganon does that. I do like it when he goes in the corner, but I don't think we're going to get a top row Ganon on phase 2 here. Not until the second round, at least. No? Okay, he gets the God Corner. Now let's see if we can pull this this 6 spins off here. It is so tight to get the 6 spins here. He's got 5 of them. Oh boy. We still have that fairy, right?
Yeah, he hasn't died yet. I think he has a potion as well.
He's going to drink the potion. It's faster than getting fairy revived. So we enter phase 3 there. So 4 more spins.
If you like the chaos of Boss Hunt, let me tell you, we've got a lot more up ahead for you.
There's even another race going on right now over at SpeedGaming. You've got... That's, oh god, that was Fear in whom? Fear in Ahab, I think?
Yeah, yeah. You tune into that after this one. Another one's still going. There's plenty of more all this week.
And that will do it. With that double there, Armalex has defeated Ganon. And we'll post up a finish time in the 75-minute mark range.
Yep, get your GGs out in chat.
And put Crystal Roller Crew on the board for 3 more. GG's, Arm.
GG.
And Walsh has defeated Vitreous for his 9th Triforce piece. And we'll tell him that he's seen enough, and he has put in the forfeit.
And we are joined by Arm. GG's.
GG's. Yeah, that was some seed.
Was a thing that happened. It felt in a way.
So those mitts.
Good old honest mitts. I don't know if Artie Walsh ended up late to those or not, but that was quite the spread of where your pendants were.
No, he got the Eastern glove early, and then followed logic to the other glove.
Gotcha. Whereas I followed logic to the Eastern glove. Well, vaguely.
Kind of. You went the scenic route, but then when you got it, it pointed you in the right directions. We're also joined by Artie Walsh in chat. GG Walsh.
Oh, thank you. GG Arm.
Yeah, GG's. Yeah, I got the Eastern mitts. And it sounds like you got the pedestal mitts.
Yes.
Yeah. I kind of ended up back at Eastern after Logical Mitts, or after Logical Glove off Ped, just based off the lamp on DM kind of saying, you probably want to be in Eastern Pod, and then as soon as Pod's bow locked, you're down to like 3 locations left in the game, and you're like, well, guess it's Eastern.
Yeah, no, I was kind of like being efficient, like in the early light world, like yeah, like I just like when I was in the death or the sorry, words are hard right now. Yeah, when I was in the eastern area, like I got there like kind of late-ish, I guess. So like I didn't really have much to check other than like powder and I guess like the flipper checks after Saha, but I wasn't going to save and quit just to do flipper checks. So yeah, it just kind of made sense to do eastern there. Yeah.
That was the big difference. Is I asked Saha where the green pendant was, and he said Hobo. And I got the flippers, and I'm like, well, I'm going to be back here anyways. So I just save and quit and did the flippers checks. Got 2 pendants, and then at that point, my choices are Bat and this, like, very blatantly screaming Ped versus whatever's in Eastern without a lamp.
So fun fact, I did not know that Saha told you where the green pendant was, so...
Oh, no.
So the fun fact, neither did Arm until what, yesterday when I told you?
Yeah, I assumed that he'd just be like, yo, this dungeon's the green pendant. And I'm like, that's great. I'll have to go find that map and have it point me to the green pendant.
Yeah, and it's a single text box too, so it's like super quick.
And the pyramid, the bomb shop guy will also tell you the vague location of the 2 red crystals.
Yeah, I wasn't going to ask about that since I had neither. I wasn't going to go do a double fetch quest.
Right. Don't bother.
We found one.
Yeah, we did find one on the path. I don't remember where you got that one.
Ice
big.
chest. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Oh, right, it was the vanilla 5.
Yeah, I was in hover go mode as of pulling that bow off Desert Ledge, so I just kind of did checks that were...
Karma and I were wondering why you didn't go into Mire when you did Desert.
Because the fight with Vidi on my loadout was kind of not super inspiring, and I figured I could, like, Ice doesn't get much faster than half magic fire rod, and then Pod Eastern don't get that much faster. I also, because I've been in Desert, have to reflute to Mire to reset Spooky, despite the fact that my second room of Spooky just didn't work for some reason. But like, if I have to reflute to Mire anyways, I may as well flute off and do like the 4 on-path checks in Ice, and the 1 check in Pod, just in case one of those is tempered or cape or something.
Yeah, I can respect that answer.
Yeah, that's kind of the reason I held off on Mire too, because like I was focusing on dungeons before climbing the mountain for anything, because I wanted to find like other stuff for like GT. So yeah, like going in there with like no lamp and fighter sword, that was pretty gross. So yeah, I was kind of avoiding that, and then hookshot came, and that would have been pretty nice to have. But yeah, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, really nothing. All hookshot did was like I got to do swamp instead of the climb.
Yeah, and like climb. I don't know. I haven't timed this out because this is probably the only time I've ever actually racing this mode, to be real. So like I'm not sure like if you're looking for the GT big key, like which is actually going to be faster, but you're also like dropping in front of pyramids. So yeah, I guess like if you just do GT, but like yeah, if you get anything, unless you're sorry again incoherent, but yeah, like yeah, if you're not up there and already there, like it's probably just faster to do swamp there. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Swamp also puts you, like, vaguely in front of the pyramid because you're in Dark World and just run.
Yeah, close enough, you know?
Yeah. I don't know.
Well,
I don't know which one's faster, and I'll never figure it out.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, Arm, Telethar agreed with you.
Telethar was more upset about the idea of climbing with a stinky Master Sword instead of finding a tempered.
Yeah, that was another reason I did Swamp, was I just, like, climb with Master Sword just wasn't something I was interested in.
I mean, cross keys makes you do it with less, so I mean, I'm not bothered by it, but I can understand, like, in a speed standpoint, obviously tempered sword anything is going to be faster. See, just didn't want to give us another sword. Where do you think they are? Both in TR or something?
Probably one, like, in the other side of GT that no one ever has a reason to go to, and like left side Swamp. You know, there's a lot of great places for them to be.
There's always one in Swamp.
Yeah.
And we'll never see it, because in this situation, you're always going to go mode Swamp.
Yeah, there's nothing in Swamp that, like, you open the chest that you're standing in front of, and that's it. But yeah, this mode's, I don't know. Basically, it feels like every end game is kind of, you know, pick 2 of 3 of, like, Swamp Meyer and TR that you don't end up doing. And it just happened that this one, I picked Swamp and TR, and then the game told me I could do Swamp after the fact. So, whatever.
I'm kind of with you there. Like, I don't really see a meaningful distinction between this and just regular open mode, except in open mode, you actually get to do the climb, and the climb's kind of fun, so I don't know. Yeah, I'm very glad that we got to do this on Monday night, because now I just don't have to ever worry about this mode ever again, so yeah.
I'm very much with you there. My issue... there's just no... I don't know. I like the open mode seeds where it's like, you see the map and you're like, oh, it's TR Meyer. I have to, like, sort of do things differently this seed, as opposed to if it was like, you know, TR and Meyer and Swamp are your pendants, you can just kind of like do nothing, and I presume you'll just be go mode in the end. Whereas this is just kind of, you do the same dungeons every time.
Yeah.
Let's say everybody says open's a volatile mode, and this just feels even more volatile.
It takes open and adds stuff that makes it harder to really figure out, okay, well, now that I have a choice, what choice am I not making that I don't have a choice in anyway?
I sort of feel the opposite, that this mode is less volatile, but that presumes, like, it amplifies how bad hovering versus not hovering is, just because, like, if you can't hover, then you basically are forced to do Swamp every single seed, pretty much. Or not every single one, because, like, Mirror or Flippers could be done, but, like, it's just... It really drags out the mode, as opposed to just, like, the seeds being very consistent. And also, like, because there's so... like, you have to do so little of the game, like, the time saves that you cut off of, like, you know, God Myers or, like, right side pod hovers are just, like, so big, because it's not like, oh, well, that just means that, you know, when I do Smith, a check after my opponent does Smith, then we're tied, as opposed to, you know, me being way behind. It's just like, there's 45 seconds and we all just have to do the same checks, and there's nothing we can do about it.
And that just goes right back to how open ends up being who makes what checks in what order, and what does that allow them to make the decision to do next? Which is kind of what this boiled down to at the end.
Yeah. Which glove you got first, and then what you do from there.
You know, knowledge of the sword versus knowledge, you know, with the mirror versus knowledge of the flute with the mitts, with knowledge of the bow after you close your logic loop. You know, things really went into the next play at multiple different turns. It's like making a move in chess. The engine might think that you're at an advantage, but then you make a move and your opponent sees something better, and you're losing a queen.
I believe you. I don't know a lot about chess, unfortunately. But
well,
that
you're
sounds
being
right.
a nerd. But you guys should give these two a follow. Give Armalex and Artie Walsh some love here in chat. Give Karma some love. Whose idea was this again? To put the two of us in the booth.
Oh, we just decided to do it for fun.
Oh,
me and you've never come before together, so I figured it'd be fun. We do
You
not
seem
have
to
similar
think-
personalities, as everybody can tell.
And Radox really hitting it off on tracking both screen. Again, tracking 80 KDB with all of the shuffled around keys, and all of the key drops start making it harder to keep track of. And also twice the runners on the screen. Breath of fresh air this week for trackers. Give them some love.
Yeah, thanks, trackers. Very important.
Yeah, thank you guys for the restream.
And we got another game from you guys this week. Is that on the schedule?
Zaf said that he needed to schedule on Wednesday because he was busy Wednesday, so that's the level of scheduling we're at.
Oh, so I guess we'll know in a couple days then.
He mistyped. It could be Wednesday. It's later this week.
Yeah. Potatoes don't have a lot of fingers. It's very hard for them to type.
But they're all
we
seeing
do
because they have
know-
plenty of eyes.
We do know it's between Zaf and J Major.
Guess we'll have to look forward to that one then, huh? There's some more Invitational League action coming up tomorrow. We got games at 11:30, 8 o'clock. I'll be here at 9 o'clock getting my butt kicked by Scary Olive. There's also Open League. I haven't opened that schedule to see where we got games there. and they'll have games at 2 o'clock and 9:45. So there's plenty of boss hunt action to be on the docket for as the week has only just begun to unfold on this Monday. And again, it's only week 2 of a 7-week league, so lots of things can move around in the standings. You know, that zero is not going to stick around with Tile Roomies very long, I think. You guys will get a few wins easily coming up here.
You have not had the easiest first couple weeks, kind of like up against the probably league favorites until like, I don't know. I described our schedule is just like every week is just a coin flip and we just hope that we win or lose the right number of them. So, you know, there's not like a week where, so, you know, you've had 2 weeks where it's just like the best case is 50-50 and the worst case is, I don't know, they invented the mode.
Like last week, like you don't like to go 0-2 in a week, but like last week was definitely an away game for us. Like, and there's a lot of situations where we go like 0-2 to like those guys. So yeah, like getting out of there, like we just got out of there alive. So that's good there. And then yeah, this one, there was no real telling like how this would go. But yeah, you know, it's a long season, so you know, hopefully we start getting on the board soon. But yeah,
for sure. Yeah. And if you want to shout out, by the way, Ruby, I heard you talking about open league matches. I do want to shout out, we got some long shots versus blackjack and hook shots. 2 sort of medium long-standing open league teams. Got Doc Earworm and Grey Corvid tomorrow night at 9. I would check that one out.
I'm seeing that as Wednesday at 9.
Is that tomorrow's not Wednesday, is it?
No, tomorrow's
You know what?
Tuesday.
That's great. That's wonderful. Days of the week are just impossible.
If tomorrow's Wednesday, I should be in my race right now, and that's bad.
Okay.
It's okay. Time is a social construct, Arm.
Well, we were going to say potatoes can't type and Arm can't tell time, apparently.
It's like counting bombs. Don't worry about it.
All right, let's say we wrap this up, and we will see you guys at another point.